Well, hello everybody. My name is Lindsay, and today I wanted to show you some things that I did around the house, some things that have been driving me absolutely nuts. So, after Christmas, we took down the nativity, which was on that shelf that I showed at the beginning, and there was just this empty space because underneath was where we hung the stockings for Christmas. And it was so cute for Christmas, but I found this canvas in the basement. I had got it from the thrift store, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna paint over it because obviously, like, I don't want it with the words and stuff. It's not really my style, and also it's just kind of ugly. So, and as you can hear, Dan is in the background. He is never leaving me alone, and that's okay. I am a stay-at-home mom, so that's what I get to do. It's great fun. But Dan decided that he wanted to paint the canvas as well, so I got him this little canvas that I had pulled out because I was like, I wasn't sure which one I liked better underneath the picture, but like with the frame, and I was just like, you know, the bigger one is just nicer. It feels better. It's just all around a better size. It was maybe a little too big, but it's okay. But yeah, so Dan hung out with me and painted, and it was really cute. And this is what it looked like in the end. And so, no, it's not great. It was like an abstract landscape-y thing that I did. And then I took this video this morning because I had forgotten to get a video of it hanging on the wall. So Dan's watching Blippi in the background. And then this next thing is this little like ledge to the stairs, you know? There's like a gap between the carpet and the flooring, and so I'm just like, you know, I'm gonna finally put this piece on that's been sitting in the closet forever, and I just needed to cut it down and secure it so I don't end up staining it to the right color. It looks like that still as I'm talking, but it looks so much better, and it just feels better as you're walking. And I know that Roxy's not gonna pry it up the carpet anymore and pull up any more carpet padding, which she definitely has done a little bit here and there. And maybe it's not been her fault necessarily, it's my fault for not getting it secured. And this took 5 minutes, guys. Like, I miter sawed it. Well, it might have taken a little longer with the having to saw it and everything, but it really didn't take very long, and it looks so much better. So now I decided to go clean, like to go take off my bedding, because man, it was nasty. I can't remember the last time I washed it. Like, I know it wasn't that long ago, but I can't remember what it was. So it felt good to take it off and take it to my washing machine, and so I could wash it and put it back on that night. I decided to do a load of laundry in between. I just had this load probably sitting on my nightstand. That's where I put it. I don't know. It's probably not the best system, but it's what I have, and I don't want to change it anytime soon. So, but while we're hanging out, I thought I would ask if you haven't subscribed already, if you find my content motivating, or if you find my videos fun to watch. If you like to watch Dan, he likes to make appearances in my videos. Oh, by the way, that shirt that he was wearing when he was painting, it came clean. I was very surprised. I like scrubbed at it because I was like, why the heck did I let him just wear regular clothes while he was painting? I don't know. I was wearing regular clothes, and I do that later on in this video too, and I'm pretty sure I got some paint on those clothes too, but it's fine. I forget that you shouldn't wear regular clothes while you're painting, so I painted this morning too, and now I'm covered in paint, but I'm wearing my paint clothes, so at least there's that. But I wanted to say, like, if you find my videos fun to watch, if you like to hang out with me, just make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, because I love to hang out with you, and it's really fun when you guys are here to hang out with. So yeah. So Dan went to his room so that he could play for a minute. I told him that I just needed like 10 minutes. It might be a little longer than that, but he is just a little bit crazy this morning, and that's okay. We just had breakfast. I made hash browns and eggs and slathered in butter, so you know it was delicious. And I feel so satisfied. I felt the baby like kicking around in my belly after. I think the baby was satisfied too. It was great fun. So I'm just getting the laundry put away, and why does it feel so good to get your laundry put away? And then this is later in the evening after the sheets had been washed, dried, and dried again because they never get dry the first time. Usually because I'm trying to dry it with a blanket. So the blanket was still in the dryer. I had to like take the blanket out and then put the sheets in by themselves and then put the blanket in a couple times. It's a big comforter, so that's what it is. I don't know what you guys like. What do you guys feel about the flat sheet? I understand the qualms that people have with the flat sheet, which is like the top sheet or whatever. I threw this blanket on top. Usually it's just the one that goes on top of our comforter because the dogs lay on it and I don't like them laying on the comforter. But what do you guys feel about the top sheet? I know that there's like people that like it and people that don't like it, and I don't know. I'm a pro top sheet person, but that's just because I like a separation between the comforter and me. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's fine. And so this um I decided to spend the rest of the video basically in the kitchen. There are a couple other things I end up doing, but I have a list of things that I want to finish this January, and there's so many things on the list, and I was just like, they're not huge things, but they are things that I can do. And Dan was trying to grab my camera. He loves the camera. He loves to show things to the camera. I don't know where he gets it from. Truly, have no idea. It's not from his mom that makes YouTube videos. No way. But I decided that I needed to start on my list. So this video is kind of doing that. I'm like doing the little stair piece and I'm retouching up the cabinets. If you can see, there's like little spots on my cabinets that are white. I don't know why it's happening. They're chipping and it sucks and I hate it. But I like, it feels really good to have them cleaned up. I got them cleaned up really nice, and then I touched up all the little spots that had little chips in them. I don't know what to do about the entirety of the cabinets, and I'm about to like paint the upper cabinets too, because that's one of my goals for this month too, is at least to get them prepped this month with the primer and everything. And you'll see I do a little bit of that in this video, but that's like a big job, guys. So I'm still trying to work on it, and it's just a little crazy. So just slowly but surely getting things fixed, getting things done. Also, the dishwasher was somehow like pushed back underneath. So Devin, while I was painting things later on in this video, he came in and he fixed the dishwasher, and I was using it this morning and I'm like, this is weird, but it's nice. It's not all slanty. I think it was affecting my dishes coming as clean as they should too. So I'm excited to see if that affects it. I don't know. But I'm just taking a dish rag and some soapy water and cleaning off all these cabinets because they were disgusting, especially this one because it is the cabinet where the garbage is and stuff. So, and then I like rinsed off the rag between. I was like, I probably ought to clean that rag off a little bit. Like rinse it off with some really, really hot water. And then Dan came in and was super helpful. See, just so helpful. Not getting water all over the floor or anything. But yeah, so he was just in and out watching his shows or playing with his toys. He gets distracted while watching shows anyway, so it's like, I gotta have like 10 things to entertain him while I'm trying to get things done. But this was just last night, and I was just washing these off while the oven was heating up, and then as I get to the oven, we just threw a pizza in last night, guys. I don't know. I've been eating carbs, but like I've been trying not to, so I've been like telling myself I don't eat carbs, and then I have pizza for dinner, and then I have potatoes in the morning. It's not that I don't eat carbs. I'm just trying really hard to eat better. But yeah, there's just some nights when you had a big day, and you just need to make an easy meal like a frozen pizza which is what I did. So I got a frozen pizza. I threw extra toppings like extra cheese, pepperoni, bacon on top, and obviously that makes it so much better. And then we did some ranch to go with it, and that was it. And it was fine. I wouldn't say that it was great, but it was fine. And then I realized that there were still little holes all over the side of this cabinet. And so I grabbed my wood putty and I started filling in the little holes. And guys, I think I've just been like avoiding doing these projects because I'm like in my head I'm like they have to be perfect. I have to do them perfect. And then I realized the stuff that I've done so far is absolutely not perfect. But I'm so proud of it. So, I just need to get in there and do it because that's how you can achieve things. That's how you can get better at things, is if you just get in there and you do it. Also, this pantry really needed a piece to go there. It's been collecting garbage and stuff, and I'm just like, I need to just cover it up, put a little piece of wood there, and so I used some more of that stair transition trim, just cut it up and threw it in there, but it was a little too tight, so I had to slice off just the tiniest little bit. I tried to sand it, but it wasn't enough. I had to get in there and actually I tried sanding it for a minute, as you can see. But yeah, I had to cut off probably like a millimeter or something, whatever it was, maybe 2 millimeters. Um, yeah, sanding it was not gonna. I'm just laughing at myself because sanding it was not gonna do it. It needed a lot off, and I like laughed at myself as I went over there to check it. I was like, yeah, that's not gonna work. So came in here and grabbed the saw. And I I had to cut little notches in the wood too, just to make it like fit well. So, because I didn't want it to hang over too much and I wanted it to be like set in a little bit more in the pantry. So I was able to cut out little notches. I like sawed how far in it needed to go, and then I like kind of pulled it out with like scissors and would not recommend, but yeah, I tried to use the scissors to cut it a little bit, just to see if I could get it off all the way because I thought it was cut close enough. It takes forever to use the miter saw, guys. I get so tired, so I'm like, can I use the scissors to chip off the last little bit? It wasn't quite there yet, but I do end up doing that, I think, with it. But yeah, there were just like these tiny little notches that I needed to take out. Yeah, so there's the little bit of scissoring that I did. And then I, yeah, I went back to check to see how much I needed to take off, and it really wasn't very much. It was maybe like half a centimeter inward that I had to cut, and so it was just little tiny baby notches. And so I sliced it down into it, but I couldn't use the saw to get it out all the way, so I had to like use whatever means possible to get the little thing out. But I don't think I show that because I think I ended up turning off the camera for a minute. But I was watching The Big Bang Theory. Been starting watching that lately. It's pretty good. And then doesn't that make that look so much nicer? Like, you don't see all the blue from you don't see the blue from, there's just like that blue stuff that goes underneath the flooring. I had to get different screws though. The screws that came with it just didn't go deep enough because it was at an angle. So I had to get longer screws to go in there. I found some in our box of stuff that used to be up above the fridge, not the fridge, the oven. So we used to have a bunch of stuff up above the oven, and I took it all out and I put it in the office, and I need to like put it away with everything else in the garage, but I haven't wanted to put it away because we organized the garage so nicely. I don't want to bring anything else in there. So I'm like trying to get there, but I started painting the little spots all over. And guys, I woke up this morning and it looks so nice. It looks so good compared to what it was, and it makes me happy because my goodness, was it annoying. Every time I'd walk in my kitchen, I'm like, oh, I hate seeing that, especially in that first drawer that I painted. It's the one where all my oven mitts are, and I don't know what it is. I must have like opened it with my toes or something, probably, because that's like the exact right angle and just scraped it with my toenail. I know that's gross, but it is what it is. Roxy came to visit me, and then I think Dan comes to visit me too, and he's just such a doll. My dogs are cute too, but I mean, there's something about a kid that's much cuter than a dog. Sorry to all you dog lovers, but I think kids are cuter. But I do love my dogs. They are wonderful and they are so fun. But yeah, so just touching up all of these spots in the kitchen was so nice to see this morning, and even though it's not perfect, it does make it look almost freshly painted, like for the first time ever. So, would recommend if you've been putting that off for a long time just to like touch up something that needs to be painted, just hurry up and do it. Also, this little vent cover has needed to be painted since I painted the cabinets. I don't know what made me get white. Someone said that I should paint it black, but I was like, well, I've already got the paint out. I'm just gonna paint it green. I almost said orange. No idea where that came from, but I'm just gonna paint it this green color and it'll blend in even better, and yeah, it feels so much better. And then I started painting the little cabinet that I built. This one was a cabinet for our pans and things, and I have been loving having it. It's been so nice and just a very good use of this space that was just like 3 inches wide. Like, what are you gonna do with a 3-inch wide space next to your oven? But I was just like, you know, this is a very good use of the space. I almost got one of those like Rev-A-Shelf things, but they were like $100 and I already had all the wood for this. And I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna build this, and I think it's great. The Rev-A-Shelf ones are nice because they like pull out and stuff, but it's an extra thing. What if it breaks? I don't know. Like, I was just like, this isn't gonna break. It's just wood that's nailed together. If it broke, that would suck, but it wouldn't, I don't know, it'd be easier to fix, I'm sure. So yeah, I just kind of painted it, and no, it's not perfect. There were some really bad things, but I do plan on putting a door in front of this, so at least there's that. You know, it'll make it look better. And it definitely makes it blend in with the kitchen better, I think. It hides behind the oven for the most part. Like, when you're looking into the kitchen, you don't even see that little spot, but it is nice to have it and have it separate the pantry from the oven. And like, before, I used to just like throw my mop and stuff into that little crevice before I before I built that shelf. But yeah, I like it better the way it is, I will say. And I will say that I probably should have used actual painter's tape to use this, but I just threw masking tape down because it was right there and I was being lazy. And I don't know if the masking tape's going to come up quite as easily as painter's tape would. I already pulled it up. It didn't come up as easily, I should say. But it's okay. There's just like a couple spots that I need to touch up, but it's fine. But yeah, so I went in to these 2 cabinets that need to be painted badly as well. They're above the range and everything, and they need to be painted so bad. And so I started with the insides of the cabinets because that's what needed to be done. But I was like, well, while I'm here, I'm just gonna really quickly sand this, and I didn't realize how far I'd get into this project actually in this video. So I'm excited about it. But I was just like, I felt really energized and ready to go yesterday, so I did a lot more than I thought I would. And it was kind of late when I went to bed. It was probably like 11 when I finally went to bed, which is late for me right now because I am pregnant. And I don't have the energy to do anything right now. So like, that was late. So I took off the doors. I don't think I filmed taking off the door to the big cabinet. I think I might have taken that off like earlier in the day, to be honest. I don't remember. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But I took out all of the stuff from the tall cabinet and I started sanding and getting things ready in there, and I think I added more putty into the cabinet as well, but Dan wanted to help me sand, so he helped me sand, as you can see. This was originally sped up, so I'm slowing it down so that you can see him sanding. He's so cute. Um, but he was sanding the inside. I did end up adding more putty, like wood putty, wood filler into that area. So these cabinets I built from old cabinets. So it had like some notches in it and things, and just, I just needed to I needed to fix it. So I wood puttied where there were notches where I didn't want there to be notches, and it worked out just fine. And no, they are not perfect. They are hand-built cabinets from old wood, and sometimes you just need to reuse stuff like that. And if you can take old stuff and make it look nice, and once these are done, they're gonna look great. I think they're gonna look awesome. And if you can do that, then you are ahead of the game, because most people don't know how to do that. So just take some old things and figure out how to make it look nicer than it does. And then your house will look really nice. So in our kitchen, our whole kitchen was either old cabinets from the kitchen we had before, which there weren't a lot of cabinets in that kitchen. So we used those ones, we used what we had, but then we ended up getting a set of like 1970s cabinets from someone's basement, and we paid $75 for all of them, and there was so much wood. And we did throw away a lot of the wood, but we used a lot too. It was totally worth buying them. But like, guys, don't be afraid to reuse old things. It's just recycling at its finest. And no, nothing is perfect, but a fresh coat of paint does a lot of good. You'll see, like, the insides of these cabinets are really sad, but they'll look really good once they're done. And they're not even done yet. Like, I don't even finish them in this video, but I got a lot farther than I thought I would, which, guys, progress, not perfection, is something I preach here all the time. I say progress, not perfection, because it is so true. We need to just progress and do slightly better. Oh, we went into Dan's room to sand his his door frame a little bit. That is one of my goals, is to finish his door frame this month, but we'll see if I get around to it. I just need to paint it, basically. I need to sand the outside as well, but his door frame was driving me nuts, so it is something I'm working on. I do need to get some more like silicone, though. I think I finished off the silicone for the most part in the kitchen cabinet. You'll see I do end up using some more. But yeah, I don't know, just guys, just little things, little extra things that you can do is just such a great way to spend your time, especially if there's something that's been nagging at you, bugging you, making you annoyed at your home, annoyed at your job, annoyed at whatever you're doing. Just try and just make it a little bit better. Progress, not perfection, because perfection is overrated and unattainable. Also, my sister gave Dan some new toys, so I was just trying to put the box back together that they came in. I might not keep this box just because it is like a puzzle and you have to put it back together, and Dan does not know how to put it back together. But yeah, so we were playing with that. And there's some regular clips with like voices and things that I'm gonna play for you. Just 1 second.
Gross.
Oh, did you close the box? Wait, you missed a trick. You put it right here.
Yeah. No, I hold it.
Okay, where are you gonna put it? In your closet?
Yeah.
Where are you putting it?
I put it in my closet.
Good job. You cleaned up so good, huh?
Yeah. I cleaned up my room.
And did we put new sheets on your bed and everything?
Yeah.
Do they look so clean and nice?
When my fridge was my
No, we're
pan.
playing. Let's keep them in here. Your pan's in here. How about you make something for me? Oh, can you put this in your closet?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And on my drumstick.
Yeah, put your drumsticks in there too.
I did it.
Good job. Now, can you put your food where it goes?
Yeah.
Where does the food go?
Right there.
Okay.
It has a coat one right here.
What about these shoes? Where do those shoes go?
In my closet.
Can you put those away?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Good
did.
job.
I was bring them in my closet.
Oh, good job.
I did it. I was bring them in my closet.
High five. I'm trying to do better at getting Dan involved in cleaning and doing things that we need to do in our home. And he obviously gets distracted because I do too, but he wanted to make me some food. And so he made me some food, and then we got him ready for bed, and then he went to bed. And then I came back into the kitchen after sanding and getting this cabinet all ready to go. I cleaned it out, obviously, after sanding, because that's important. I have no idea where that footage is, but I probably just didn't turn on my camera because I forget sometimes. And then I just started painting. Like, just pulled out my paintbrush and just started painting. And I've painted 2 coats on this cabinet so far. It looks so much better. It looks so much more cohesive and, just uniform like it needs to be because it's the inside of a cabinet. I do think I will probably put some contact paper or something at the bottom of this cabinet. I do have contact paper, so that's probably what I'll do. But I have thought about doing other things to stop it from getting chipped and whatnot. So just to make it nicer. Once again, I'm getting a phone call. It's exciting. I wish I could say that it was like someone fun calling me, but it was just someone calling to confirm my appointment for tomorrow. I have a ultrasound, but it's not like a fun ultrasound. They're just gonna check the length of my the length of my cervix for giving birth in a few months. So yeah, they do that when you have a preemie previously, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand it. I'm not a doctor. So I just go. They tell me to go to an appointment, and I'm like, all right, I will be there. So, yep, that's basically all there is. So I'm just getting these cabinets ready to go, and I don't know, they feel better, they look better. Devin came in and he's like, whoa, you've been busy, and I'm like, yep. I had taken a break. We'd taken breaks like during it while eating dinner and putting down to bed and all that, but he was doing homework the whole time except when we were eating dinner, I guess. So he didn't see that I was getting these cabinets prepped because he was downstairs doing homework. So that's what we got to do. But I had him be kind of like my errand guy as I was doing all this stuff so that I could keep painting and he could do a couple things for me. Like he took out all the stuff out of that cabinet and he grabbed like a paintbrush for me that I needed, and I was just trying to get it done so that I could go to bed because I was exhausted and he was exhausted and all of that fun stuff. So yep, it looks so much better though, and it feels better, and I'm looking at that back of that cabinet that I couldn't I couldn't reach it. So it looks real good. I do fix it later because I got up on a stool and I was able to see it better. But I'm just like thinking about all the stuff that I still need to do. Like I need to paint it again, and then I also really need to um, paint the outsides of these cabinets. I have the primer and I just need to get the paint. So I'm trying to decide if I want to wait till next month because we've been like budgeting really good this month, but we ended up getting less money than we thought we would. So our budget is a little bit more like tight this month, That's just kind of how it is normally. Oh, that's the first coat. Looks interesting. There's Devin. um, and then I went in with silicone. But yeah, so our budget was a little bit tighter this month, which is okay. It's fine. But it just means that I'd need to figure out where the money would be coming from, even just for a can of paint, because we are just trying to pay off debt, trying to, make our make our future better by paying off debt and doing the things that we need to do. So I do think I might be making a video on our debt payoff, and because I've been wanting to do it for a long time, but last year a lot of stuff, crap hit the fan, guys, and I went through stuff mentally and physically, and I'm doing better now, and we're doing better now financially too, I think mostly because we're getting a hold of it, and debt is just not a fun thing. So we are following the Dave Ramsey plan, but I would love to maybe get some questions that you guys have on debt payoff or whatnot and see what you guys are thinking, because it's always fun to hear other people's stories and stuff. And I know that like minimalism and no debt actually go hand in hand. So that's something that I've been wanting to work on along with like health. I feel like it's all very interconnected and it just feels better. Oh, this is after I did the silicone, so like there's no little gaps all over because these cabinets had to be custom made to fit around that box that you see right there. So yeah, so I had to fill in all the gaps, and I think I'll fill in the gaps in the front of the top of that cabinet. I think I just ran out of putty or silicone. I have a little bit left. I have one thing I want to do before I do that because that little gap around there is not that important. But yeah, I don't know. Are you guys working on paying off debt? Are you guys working on buying a house? What kind of financial goals do you guys have? I think it's so interesting to hear other people's financial goals. I don't know. I am fascinated by like money and learning about other people and their finances, and like I listen to Ramsey constantly. I was watching The Big Bang Theory during this, but like most of the time when I'm doing these kinds of videos, I have like Dave Ramsey in the background, which is fun. I enjoy it. And I learn a lot, and especially lately, like while we're actually following the plan instead of just like ish following the plan, I like to watch it more because I feel better about it. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. What are your financial goals? Because it's always fun to hear other people's goals, financial goals, and other goals too. What are your house goals? What are your goals trying to get your house set up? I have lists upon lists of goals for my house and for my YouTube and for everything, and it's so fun, but it's also like it's a little overwhelming if if you think about it. You're like, "Oh my gosh, crazy person has so many lists." But yeah, this was just one of the many things on the list, and it's not quite done, but it's close. It's almost there. Just needs like one or two more coats of paint. I don't know. This was the second coat, so you can tell me what you think. I think maybe one might do it, but we'll see. It might do it for most of it, but then I'll have to like go through and find the spots that are like sad looking. But it definitely looks better than it did. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, yeah, I definitely think I need to fill in that little gap at the top of that big cabinet, the tall cabinet. Um, yeah. Ooh, but here is a close-up of me painting the inside of the cabinet. You're welcome. I'm like holding the camera and holding the paintbrush. I don't know. I'm not very good at this angle, like getting all the different angles thing, but it's fun to try. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, guys. Like, it's not perfect. See, there's all these like little imperfections and things, but there's just so much that you can do. There's only so much that you can do in a day, and just making it look better is so worth it. And yeah, so I don't know. Oh, lately, Minion has been driving me absolutely crazy with licking his paws and peeing in my house. He has not been wanting to go outside, which I think is odd because it's like nice weather. It feels like fall right now. The snow has all melted. It rained like a week and a half after Christmas, and it just kept raining and raining and raining, and all the snow melted, and now it like feels really nice and crisp outside. It's cold. I will say it's chilly, but it's like not that bad, and I don't know. It's just frustrating. I wish that he wouldn't do those things in my house. So there might be a video where I just go and carpet clean all of the like all of the carpet and couches and things in my house because I just feel like it needs it for one, but also because I know Minion has peed in some spots in the basement. We like cleaned it up as good as we can, but I think I need to like get in there with the carpet cleaner. Also, this little cabinet right here, there has been little chips in the paint also because I never primed it before I painted the inside of it. And I probably should have done that with the ones I'm painting now. Guys, that's another reason why I'm gonna just put some paper at the bottom. Oh, I peeled off the tape, but obviously there's some spots that need a little touch up there. Anyway, so I just decided to throw some contact paper down on the bottom of these cabinets. The sides, I don't know what I'll do. It's fine. I'll figure it out. The sides need to be done too. I just painted the little spots that were chipped out and I just was like, this is fine. This is all good. And then I cut out two pieces of the same size and then when I laid them in there, I just cut them down with like a little baby box cutter. I don't know what they're called, like a precision knife. I don't know. Something like a work knife, but they're like it's like a box cutter but smaller basically. And then, so I just kind of threw these in there, and yes, it was still wet from the paint because I don't like to wait for paint to dry. I'm notorious for that. So there was like little bits of paint on the contact paper, and it's fine. It's all good. Don't worry about me. I'm just over here being a crazy person. Um, this was all this morning before Dan woke up and before we had hash browns and eggs. Delicious. I like did undercooked yolks because that's my favorite, and then you like mix it in with the hash browns. Oh my gosh. Like I'll do that at a restaurant and it's magic. So I was like, I'm gonna do that at home and it was magic. So I might have to do that again soon. But I was glad I left this little lip and I on the paper and I let to hang it over because I wasn't sure if I wanted it to hang over the like the edge of the shelf, but yes, I did. I wanted it to hang over the edge of the shelf. I didn't want it to just sit and like look silly so on the top. So I was like, yeah, I'm glad I had it hang over. Also, I put that piece in and it pulled a bunch of paint off. So I was like, well, this is just how it is. I used an old credit card to kind of lay it flat-ish. It was not perfect. This is dollar store contact paper, in case you're wondering. So nothing fancy for me. Just using the little knife to cut it out and make it look decent. I don't know. Looks fine. And then I found some tape and taped the little lip underneath. And I was just like, that's good enough. I think that's perfect. And then this is just the last thing I did this morning, and I wanted to share it with you, and I hope you enjoy it because I think it makes the cabinet look much nicer, even though I know it's not perfect underneath everything, and it's just, that's just how life goes. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!